What's up everyone? Welcome back to another video at the Rideshare Hub. My name is George, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about an update I got in the Uber app in my inbox. I'm going to show you guys inside my app. There's some new regulations coming for drivers and riders, and this could change a lot of things for driving for Uber. So stick around for the video if you want to see that. Also, I've been starting to make some more content for my personal channel, so hopefully if you hop over there and check it out, maybe you'll find some helpful information, so definitely check it out. And before we get into today's video, if you haven't already signed up for Instacart and you've been looking to make some extra money and you're not already signed up for Instacart, there's some links below. Go ahead and check them out. But with that being said, let's hop into the video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about some updates to Uber, some new safety precautions that they're going to be enforcing, and apparently they're going to be enforcing it by making us take selfies. So you might have heard about it already, and I did make a video about Uber requiring us to wear face masks or a face covering. So maybe one of those homemade face coverings that you see people making out of socks or old pants or underwear, just cutting it up and making face masks out of it. So anyway, it says here I opened up my Uber app just to check on any updates that they left me in the inbox, and I'm just going to read this to you so you guys can see it. And it says introducing a new safety measure. It says starting May 18th, Uber will introduce new safety standards that are designed to help protect drivers and riders. What's changing? New face cover policy. So on the 18th, you'll be required to wear a face cover or a mask while driving for Uber. To help protect your health and safety, riders will also be required to wear face cover or mask on every single trip. When wearing a face cover or mask, make sure that it covers from the bridge of your nose down to your chin. And if you feel unsafe, or if a rider is not wearing a face cover or mask, you can cancel the trip. So, and then when you do that, it says that you can report the trip as no face covering or mask, and that's not going to affect your cancellation rate, and apparently you'll be reimbursed for that. So cancellations for these reasons will not count towards your cancellation rate and won't be a factor in determining your eligibility for Uber Pro. So before you could go online, you'll be asked to take a photo of yourself to verify that you're wearing a face cover. And also they're implementing this no front seat passenger policy. So it says to allow for more distance between you and your rider, we advise them to no longer sit in the front seat. This means every ride with Uber will have one less passenger seat available. For example, rides with Uber X can have a minimum of three passengers allowed only in the back seat. Which, I mean, if they're trying to stop the spread of anything, if you're cramming three people in the back seat, I mean, I guess it's on an Uber X trip, so they all know each other. They were all together to begin with, but that's still three extra people that you have to that are getting in your car. And okay, as a global leader in rideshare, we're proud to put safety at heart of everything we do. Look out for more updates next week about how we're expanding our commitment to your safety. And thanks for everything you do. Learn more. Let's see, what does this say? But yeah, guys, this is just a notification that I received in my Uber app, and actually I want to see if Lyft has one too. So yeah, that's pretty much the update from the Uber app. But I mean, honestly, I personally don't really mind the no upfront seat policy. Sometimes it was just like a little weird, like depending on who you get. Sometimes people who sit in the front seat are really fun and talkative and actually want to have like good conversation. But other times when people sit in the front and they don't say anything, or they're not just like at least on their phone or have their headphones in, it gets like a little weird. But yeah, personally I don't mind the no front seat policy. I mean, it's still like they're in close quarters. They're still right behind you, so if they sneeze or cough, that's right in your personal space. But I've also been hearing that people are supposed to keep, or drivers are supposed to keep their windows open for ventilation. But imagine in the winter, like if you live in the Northeast and you got to leave your windows open, you better be blasting the heat. Otherwise, people are going to be freezing. And I don't know. These are just some new policies for safety that they're trying to introduce. And I heard that they're supposed to be sending out supplies. So I found this article that says Uber commits to sending $50 million of safety supplies to drivers. It says Uber says that it's committed to sending safety supplies to drivers. Those supplies will include things like face masks, hand sanitizers, gloves, and disinfectant. Uber CEO announced this in a press call today, and Uber says it has secured more than 23 million masks. 23 million masks. That's a lot of masks. And Uber says it has distributed about 5 million masks to drivers. It has shipped some of the supplies directly to people's homes, and it's offering reimbursement to people in certain countries. Earlier this month, Uber said it would be requiring drivers and riders to wear face mask coverings during the ride. So not only Uber have spent money on supplies and safety measures, Lyft and DoorDash have also spent at least $30 million. That's money that could be spending to support us. Okay, so Uber also announces that other safety precautions like driver mask verification using selfie technology began on Monday. If a driver sees that a person they're about to pick up isn't wearing a mask, they can easily reject the ride, specify why, and there will be no repercussions. For both drivers and riders, they are able to report if someone took their mask off during the ride. So if somebody gets in your car, they have a mask on when they get in, but they take it off during the ride, I guess you report them. While Uber Pool is still out of commission, Uber will also make some changes to UberX to better protect the driver. UberX will only allow a maximum of 3 people in the car, and they must all sit in the back seat. So that's kind of the deal here. They sent me that notification in the Uber app. So yeah, I personally haven't received any safety supplies from Uber. I mean, I have this tiny hand sanitizer. I have a mask. I have a couple masks, but I mean, I haven't made one of those homemade ones. I don't know if you guys seen them. They've, how to make a homemade mask, and people just like cut up a sock and put it on their face. Not gonna cut up a sock and put it on my face, but maybe I'll put like a scarf or just wear the regular mask. Honestly, I'm not ready to get out there and start driving passengers right now. Like right now, I just don't feel like it's a good time to be driving people around. I know there's people out there doing rideshare still making money. I talked to one of my friends in Orange County, and he said he's still making $120 a day. In Orange County, California. Yeah, so Uber's definitely going to be taking some measures here starting the 18th of May. They're going to be making us take selfies before we pick up a passenger or before we even go online. I'm not sure if it's going to be before every trip, like how they're going to verify that we didn't take our mask off. I'm sure there's probably going to be a feature on the passenger side that says, hey, my driver took his mask off. Not saying that's what's going to happen, but I could just definitely see that as a possibility. Definitely if passengers try and get in your car without a mask on, you could pull off on them. There's 2 things you could do. You could just pull off, cancel the trip, and say, hey, this person didn't have a mask on, and that's not going to affect your profile negatively. Or you could have them get in the car, have a box of masks, and offer them a mask and be like, hey, before we start this trip, if we're gonna do this trip, if I'm gonna take you from A to B, you gotta put this on, and that's just another step that you're gonna have to take. Personally, I think that's kind of annoying, but I mean, to protect yourself and to protect the other people, that's what you gotta do. I mean, another thing to think about is just like how often you're gonna be changing out this mask. I mean, honestly, I've had this mask for a couple weeks now, and every time I go into a store or anything, I put it on, and I haven't. I mean, to be honest, I haven't cleaned it. Like I haven't washed it. I don't even know if you can clean these. I think you just throw them away. But it's just like there've been articles that say that you're not supposed to reuse these masks, and there's been like just from constantly breathing into it and maybe bacteria getting caught in it. You gotta wash it, I guess, but I don't know, guys. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of annoying. Let's see if we can find. I want to see if we can find an article that says. I want to see if we can find an article that says that safety masks are safety masks safe to reuse. Face masks are not meant to be reused as they will not be as effective at preventing the spread of illness. Surgical masks and N95 respirators are usually disposable. So do not try and wash this, apparently. You just dispose of it. Can you reuse the face mask? It won't be effective if you do. Surgical masks, respirators are usually disposable, but because of the shortage during the outbreak, healthcare workers are reusing them. If you have to reuse a face mask, here's what experts say is the best to do. There are two common types of face masks, both which are meant to be disposable. Surgical masks stop a person from spreading their own germs, and they're typically used by surgeons to keep their germs off of patients. They can also be used by sick patients to minimize the spread of the disease and particles that they may cough out. So face masks aren't meant to be reused. This keeps saying this. Let's see, maybe we can find something else. So how long can you reuse a N95 mask? N95 respirator can be safely decontaminated without undermining functional integrity only 2 or 3 times, a government study said. So this can only be used 2 or 3 times. So this is an N95. This is an N95 mask. You can only reuse it 2 or 3 times safely. Okay, so how can we wash the mask, the 3M mask or the N95 mask? It says cleaning a face piece by immersing it in warm cleaning solution. The water temperature should not exceed 50 degrees Celsius and scrub with a soft brush until clean. Rinse in fresh warm water and air dry in clean, non-contaminated area. In a non-contaminated area, inspect the respirator components. So hopefully Uber will send us like a Costco-sized box of masks and a Costco-sized hand sanitizer, one of those big jugs, and hopefully they'll send us some gloves. But honestly, I don't think that they will. It says they've bought $50 million worth of supplies and have already sent out a bunch of supplies to drivers. I personally haven't received any. I don't know if you have. Let me know if you're an Uber driver and you've received some care package from Uber. That would be awesome to hear that somebody got something from Uber that was actually helpful. And yeah, I mean, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about this new update starting May 18th. So that is tomorrow, or maybe by the time you're watching this video, it's already happened. But yeah, that's the update, guys. I think that many Uber drivers are gonna maybe reconsider driving for Uber or driving passengers around just because of having to wear masks. I know it's not like the biggest deal in the world that, tons of people in the medical field have to wear these masks multiple hours a day, and that's part of their job. But Uber drivers are different, obviously. That's not originally what we signed up for, and even though it's not that big of a deal, I have a feeling that many Uber drivers may switch over to food delivery or other types of work. I mean, personally, I think that once I get back out there and start working gig apps again, I'll probably start out with Uber Eats or Postmates or Instacart, just doing food deliveries. This way I don't have to deal with people sitting in my back car, coughing, sneezing, having to roll open the windows for the whole trip, and just kind of be on my own and do things at my own pace and not have to rely on driving passengers around. Alright, so hopefully that was a helpful update to you guys. Thanks again for watching the Rideshare Hub. Again, my name is George, and if you haven't already, go ahead and like this video. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. We're making new content all the time, so you want to stay up to date. And if you haven't already, go check out my channel. I started to make some more content for it, so hopefully you can find something helpful on there. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in another video.